In every corner of the world, in every culture, there's one sweet symbol to mark our most cherished moments: cake. For the past several years, I discovered that basic cake ingredients reveal an unsavory truth about the recipe we call America. So I started to do research on the ingredients of cake. And the basic ingredient of cakes all tell a story of access, of privilege.
A new documentary making its world premiere at the Milwaukee Film Festival. Makin Cake explores access and privilege through America's history. To discuss this film and the project is a director, Dasha Kelly, joining us this afternoon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
People will tell you, I'm a fan of great writing, and I love that line there, the unsavory truth about the recipe. What was it that led you to this particular project and this subject matter?
I was invited to do a series of conversations in Sheboygan. They said, we've seen you keynote speak now, and we would like for you to come and help our community talk about race. So I introduce myself these days as a creative change agent, as a writer, performer, facilitator, and a lot of dots. It's all digging into these bags of creativity to create these spaces for people to have discussions they don't think that they can have. So those conversations led to a commission, led to this show, and one of the discussions happened in a bakery. I said, see, we can have this discussion. We just have to give everybody cake. We have to give everybody cake. And we have to give everybody cake. So I started doing the research, and the storyline came from there.
And so, where are all the different avenues and places and people that were along this journey with this information?
When I first started doing the event, it was a show. So I have this stage performance that I've been touring now for 6 years. And when COVID hit, it was starting to get momentum, and all of the theater world was doing these pre-recorded shows, and I thought maybe that's the way to go. And I was doing another project with PBS, and they said, well, you could do that, sure, but maybe you should make a documentary. I was like, I'm not a filmmaker.
Right.
And my new mentor, Everett Marshburn, said, well, once you make a film, then you will be. Oh. Challenge accepted, or curiosity piqued. And so it was really how to continue this conversation, because the stage show was a tool, and this film is also an opportunity for people to have discussions and enter it in a very unique and undeniable way.
When we played a portion of the trailer, we want to play another piece and get your thoughts on that part of the documentary.
The basic ingredients for cake were really hard to come by. Sugar was a luxury for most people. Common folks would sweeten their cakes with honey, molasses, sometimes even boiled raisins, while the elite, they enjoyed their cakes with real sugar.
All that is so far beyond the reach of the poorest poor. The cakes themselves are largely European, largely American, but the hands that learned to bake them in the South were African American.
And they certainly would not have included the ingredients that we would see in the main kitchen, like butter.
The prosperity that allowed things that we think of as American culture wouldn't have existed without a slave economy.
Powerful information. We just had a cake in our newsroom yesterday. I doubt anyone was even thinking along the lines of what this documentary explores. Was there an aha moment for you when learning this information and sharing this information for this project?
Absolutely. One of the biggest aha moments for me was learning about the home demonstration agents. And it was a department under every state university has an extension division. And at a time when families were being gifted hundreds of acres of land through the Homestead Act, you had a lot of Southern belles, for example, who had not had to manage homes and land before, and now they have all this acreage, and they have to keep children alive, they have to figure out how to fix food, and they're out on the frontier, and families were perishing. So the idea was, let's send some deputies out to teach these new women how to be housewives, which became a trend of a woman's place being in the home. So learning these historical roots to some of these stigmas and stereotypes that we're continuing to battle and we face today, all from looking at the history of cake. So of the many things that these housewives are being taught how to do, how to maintain a house, how to sew, and how to bake, and then you're being judged on whether or not you can do those things.
Wow. What is the takeaway you want people to have after watching this film?
The number one takeaway I want them to walk away with is that we have plenty to talk about, and there's a lot of hurt in these histories, but the discussions don't have to be painful. And if we can pull all of this narrative out of a discussion of cake, then clearly it's in everything that we all share together, and the conversations are still worth being had, and they can definitely be framed in a way, baked in a way that we're actually working towards a brighter future.
And maybe thinking a little bit differently the next time you have a piece of cake.
Absolutely.